let's flow. Let's connect and flow. Welcome in. Welcome into Soul Awakening podcast series. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I've got an echo. 1 second. 1 second. I've got an echo. 1 second. 1 second. And there we go. There we go. I believe. Here we go. And I believe that, let's see if I could put the chat on here. It's all right. So we'll see how that works. All right. Also, I'll look at it this way. All right. So welcome to Quantum Age of Awakening and the Consciousness in Science. We are at episode 5. Episode 5 is Quantum Healing and the Power of Intention. So thank you for joining me once again. Over the past few weeks, we've been talking about and exploring how everything in the universe is made of energy, how the consciousness interacts with that energy, and how everything, absolutely everything, is connected. Today, we're going to bring that understanding a little bit closer to home. We're going to be talking about healing and intentions and how our thoughts, our emotions, and our awareness can influence our well-being in very powerful ways. All right? So let's start with this idea of healing. When most people think of healing, we think of fixing something that's broken, the body or the mind or the heart or all three. But in the deeper sense, healing isn't just about fixing it, it's about restoring balance, right? It's about, let's see. Healing isn't just about fixing, it's about bringing the energy and the balance of your emotions and bringing it back to the awareness in harmony. Okay? So your body was meant to harmonize with every essence of you. Your cells and at the particle level are in harmony with each other. Your body is in harmony with your mind is in harmony with your soul, and you were meant to be in that balance. And everything around you, the quantum energy around you, was to balance off of that. So it's not just about healing, though that's a good place to start if you're only in if you've only been told all your life that you are only a body and you have a mind, then that's where you're going to start. You got to heal yourself. You have the sniffles. You've got to heal yourself. You might have a cold coming on. You've been told that you have cancer. You might need to do this or that because you've got to heal yourself, right? But then slowly but surely, as your expressive self within the soul comes online, it's diving into that DNA saying, this is where I want to learn. And your soul starts to learn how to bring your body back into harmony. Okay? But if you never come into an awakening, doesn't mean that you can't heal. It means that you have to believe that you're going to heal. And it doesn't mean that you have to believe based on God or spirit or spiritual or anything. But you do have to have a vibrational wanting. And that's what the universe is going to lock in on. So you do have to have a desire to want to be healed. Okay. So when we look at healing this way, we begin to understand that the symptoms are not the enemy. They are the messengers. Okay. They are the body's way of communicating that something is out of balance. For both a scientific and energetic perspective, right? The body is always seeking equilibrium. Every system in your body is constantly attempting to adjust itself to maintain balance and what science calls homeostasis. All right. When stress becomes chronic, and we've all been there at one time or another, I know I have. When stress becomes chronic, when emotions are suppressed, we've all been there too, or when we live in a constant survival mode, constantly always having to survive, that balance is interrupted or disrupted. So often balance begins along way before it reaches your physical body. It may start as an unresolved emotional conflict or emotional energy, unexamined belief systems, long term mental stress. Over time, those energetic patterns can express themselves biologically. Right? If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. Every thought. So let's put it this way. Let's start here. I'm going to start here. This is why awareness is such a powerful part of healing. When awareness is brought to the imbalance and you become aware of it, energy begins to shift. Remember, when a particle is observed, it changes from a wave and becomes matter. The moment you observe it and put energy to it, it turns into whatever you want it to be. It's because of you, your energy, your observation, your embodiment of. Embody means you're wholeheartedly putting yourself into that energy, and that energy is saying, your wish is my command. I'm going to become whatever you want me to become. Right? So again, I'm going to say this is why awareness is such a powerful part of healing. When awareness is brought to the imbalance, energy begins to shift. When the intention is added, when you put intention in there, when you embody it so much that you can see it before it actually happens, you can feel it before it actually happens, you can smell it before it actually happens, right? Energy begins to shift. And when an intention is added, that shift becomes directed, it becomes focused. Healing is not just something we force, it's something we allow by restoring coherence, bringing the body back into balance with the mind and the soul or spirit, whatever you choose to call it. Science has shown us some fascinating mind body, that the mind and body are not separate. They showed us fascination with that, right? Your thoughts and your emotions and your physical health are deeply connected. They've shown us this, and they call it biology, right? So we'll give you an example. Stress doesn't just affect your mood. It affects your immune system. It affects your hormones. It even affects the way your cells function. On the other hand, when you're calm, when you have positive emotions, Your heart health can improve. You can boost your immunity system. You can help your body repair itself. It's, guess what? It's listening to you. Okay? Every thought you think produces a chemical response in your brain. Those chemicals travel through your bloodstream and interact with receptors on your cells throughout your whole body. That's why I truly believe that our mind is in every cell of our body. Our brain is just housing the information as it's being processed. Okay? So those chemicals travel through the bloodstream, interact with receptors on the cells throughout the body. And in this way, your thoughts are literally translated into biology. Thoughts become things. That's the spiritual way we've learned it. Thoughts become things. That's how we manifest. Want to take a breath? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's okay, right? This is part 5, quantum healing and the power of intention. Quantum healing, and this is the power of intention. When your body perceives a threat or stress, it shifts into survival mode. And in survival mode, the body prioritizes immediate safety over long-term repair, right? Your body will say, I want to keep you safe. So it doesn't engage in the repair of cells. I just need to keep you safe, right? So this could show up as your digestion slowing or inflammation increasing or immune system responses are weakened or cellular regeneration is reduced. But in contrast, when the nervous system feels safe through being calm or present or having gratitude or a connection, the body shifts into repair mode. This is where healing becomes possible. Now, science don't believe that this is a spiritual theory because it's measured by biology. Science doesn't believe, or they're coming to understand that science and consciousness are describing the same possibility in healing, in quantum healing and intention. They're just explaining the same side of the coin with a different explanation. So when we talk about quantum healing, what we're really talking about is the interaction between consciousness and energy. How our awareness, how our belief, and how our intentions can help restore harmony within our body and our life. Hey, Olivia. Not all not all intentions carry the same power. Intentions become effective when it's clear, when it's emotionally charged and consistent. A scattered mind can send scattered signals. A focused mind can send coherent signals. This is why Practices like meditation and mindfulness and breath work are so very important. This is why the yogis encourage you to meditate. This is why yoga meditation is so very important to you. There are so many different ways to meditate. There really are, and you get to find which one is a catalyst for your inner healing, the one that helps you speak to you. Okay. When intention is paired with awareness, it becomes embodied rather than intellectual. You can learn all you can learn, but until you start putting it into actually action and you putting in your embodying process of who you are and what you really want and what you really want to bring to the table of your action, the energy is just going to do what it's going to do. It's going to ride the wave of whatever thought you're having. And if you're having two thoughts at the same time, one saying, "Oh, I'm saying all my intentional verbiage. I'm doing my affirmations," but you're not believing in the affirmations and you're not putting them into practice. So you're giving off two different vibrations. Whatever you're vibrating in the most, that's what the universe is going to pick up on. So if you're vibrating in doubt, that's what the quantum energy is going to pick up. And that's what it's going to feed back to you. You are a transmitter and you are a receiver. This is part 5, quantum healing and the power of intention. Okay. In science, there is something that is called the placebo effect, the sugar pill, right? When someone experiences real healing benefits from a treatment that actually has no active ingredient, simply because they believe it will work, right? That's the placebo effect. The belief triggers the brain. It triggers the body to support healing. So it triggers the brain, it triggers the body, and it triggers both of them to support healing. In other words, belief itself is energy at work. The brain is imagining, or the brain imaging that some doctors have done shows that belief can alter the neurotransmitters. That's why they had the placebo effect. They were trying to figure it out. Not going in against the grain. They were just trying to figure out how the brain worked, how the body worked, how the cells work. And they were doing it from their very scientific, experiments. So I'm going to say that again. Brain imaging shows that belief can alter neurotransmitters, can alter the immune system response, can alter the pain perception, and even hormone production. This doesn't mean that the healing is all in your head. It means that consciousness initiates biological responses. That's why the scientists are saying what the spiritualists are saying. They're showing the same side of the coin, just telling it in different verbiage. Right? The placebo is not fake healing. The placebo effect, again, I say, is not fake healing. It's the evidence that science needed that the mind can activate the body's own healing mechanism. It doesn't mean that they're going to stop referring or writing a prescription to help you ease the side effects to whatever's going on in your life, but it means that they're taking note that your mind is very active in your healing. They're beginning to understand that belief can alter your perceptions. Perceptions alter the chemistry. Chemistry alters cellular behavior or cellular belief. Your cells are learning to believe something new, that it has the ability to regenerate. That's what your cells are learning. Oh, really? I've always had this ability? Oh, now we know. We've been sleeping on that one a little bit, right? So let's talk about spirituality. In spirituality, we often say that intention is a form of energy that shapes reality. You've heard it enough time. I've heard it enough times, right? When you set a clear and focused intention and you give it feeling with your strong belief, not somebody else's, with awareness, with the aware mind that you are in, you send a signal of you send you're sending that signal out. You're sending your energy out to the energy all around you, to the quantum energy all around you that is listening to you. And that quantum energy is bouncing back that energy back to you in a form. The field is responding to you, and the form is the matter of healing, your healing. Now, scientists don't believe that we control everything that happens to us, but it does mean that we have more influence than we realize. Every thought and every emotion you hold is like a frequency broadcast into the universe. You've heard that before. The clearer and the more coherent the frequency is, the more effective or it can interact. The more effectively it's going to interact with the field of energy that shapes your reality. And get this, someone else doesn't have to believe in it for it to work for you. The only one that has to believe in it, the only one that has to give energy to it is you. Emotion is the amplifier in most cases. Emotion is the amplifier of intention in most cases. Intention spoken without feeling is weak. But you put some feeling behind it. You open your heart space. You open your chakra that tells you all your needs have always been met, and you start to laugh with joy and put that behind your intention. You're flooding your neural transmitters. You're flooding your cells with infinite possibilities of healing. An intention felt deeply becomes embodiment. It becomes gratitude. It becomes love. It becomes compassion. It becomes joy. And these are powerful healing states to be in. They create coherence. You say coherence between what? Coherence between your brain, your heart, and your nervous system, allowing your energy to flow rather than to contract, giving it permission to flow and instead of staying in a state of contraction. So let's pause for a moment and reflect. How do I want you to reflect? Ask yourself a question. What kind of energy do I send out each day? Is it hopeful or doubtful? Peaceful or scattered? Ask yourself, when I think about my health or my relationship or my dreams, what am I sending? Am I sending mixed signals? Or am I focusing on my intention with clarity and with belief? You get to ask these. These are embodying questions. I asked them numerous times. I don't think there is ever going to be a time where I stop asking these questions. Here's something that you can practice this week. Each morning before you begin your day, take a quiet moment to sit and set one clear intention. It doesn't have to be big. It could be something like, today I choose peace. I choose peace in my thought. Or today I open myself to healing and being balanced. Today I surrender to that. And as you say it, place your hand on your heart, take a slow breath in, and imagine that intention expanding from your heart like a wave of light or energy. Feel it. Feel it move through every part of your body. Not forcing anything, not trying to pretend it, just allowing it to align and flow. Just try it. Right? If you want to deepen that process or that practice, you can begin recalling the moment you had genuine gratitude, the moment that you had a full belly laugh. You get to let yourself feel the expansion first, then you get to introduce it intentionally and gently throughout your whole day. You're not trying to make something happen. You're just allowing it to extend beyond you. And not just for that moment, right? But throughout your day, every now moment. Okay? You're allowing your body and your consciousness to remember or recall balance. When you combine intention with emotion, you strengthen the signal you are sending to the universe. The body responds to the felt experience more than words alone. Quantum healing isn't about wishful thinking. You're not wishfully thinking something into existence. It's about you understanding that your inner energy, your thoughts, your emotion, and focus directly influence your energy that moves through your body and your environment. The more aware you are about bringing that to the process, bringing yourself and your emotion and your thoughts about you. When somebody tells you, hey, look, you're going to have surgery, you're going to have to do this, you're going to have to do that, How do you feel about it? See, you can take on all that information from somebody else who's giving you the information, but how do you feel about it? There's some people that take the information from someone and they don't do anything. They just take the information and they say, "Oh, I'm doomed because so and so said." And your body just goes, "Okay." So again, quantum healing isn't about wishing something into existence. It's about understanding that you and your energy within you, within your thoughts, within your emotions, and your focus are directly influencing how your body is responding. Okay? Think of your think of this. You are the healer and the observer. You are the observer and the healer. Your awareness is what notices imbalances. When you feel that lump on your breast, or when you feel the tickle in your throat, your body is telling you something. A tickle in your throat could mean that a cold is trying to move through it. And your body is saying, I need something. What do you need? Oh, get me some honey and some onions, put it in a mason jar, let it sit for 8 hours, and then take a spoonful every 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Oh, get to the doctor, find out if the lump is needing you to do something, or it could just be fatty tissue, but you won't know until you go find out, right? So you are the observer and you are the healer. Your awareness is what notices imbalances. Your intention is what brings restoration and harmony to your body. Together, they create the space where healing is continually happening. Olivia says she got the tickle, and then she got the honey, the cayenne pepper, and the sliced onions, and she got the mason jar. And then that tickle is going to go away, because when it goes away, your body says, "Ah, I'm healed. Thank you. Thank you very much." So the observer watches without judgment. The healer responds with compassion and choice. You're the healer. This is an empowerment. It's an empowerment without blame, and with and without blame, and responsibility without shame. Got that? The healer responds with compassion and choice. You get to have the choice. You can either be healed or not, right? Right. This is part 5, quantum healing and the power of intention. Do you know how powerful you are? Scientists have already started to state that human beings have the energy, the quotients of energy in a human being is the power of a star. That we're walking atom bombs in human form. We've got that much power in us. Not all scientists have come on board with that, but they're starting to link it to quantum energy within us. That is not just outside around us, that is part of us. So before we close today, remember this: your body is made of the same intelligent energy that shapes the entire universe. Your body knows how to heal itself, it knows how to balance itself, and it knows how to grow. It's just recalling all of this now. Healing isn't a destination, it is a relationship with your awareness. It's a relationship with your energy. It's a relationship with your life. It's not a destination that you get to and, oh, I'm done, I'm healed. Oh, I never want to go through that again. It's part of your life. It's about being in balance. It's just not going to say that you're always going to be in balance. But once you learn how to get in balance, then when you are observing being out of balance, it's not a struggle to get there again, because you get to go, been there, done that. Let me go do this. Let me go get that honey and those onions and that cayenne pepper. Let me go get it. Right? When you align your consciousness with the natural intelligence through love, awareness, and intention, you open the door for transformation. You open the door to alchemize, to change something, to make it grow and be better for the highest and greatest good of yourself and those around you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about these topics, I would recommend the Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. I read some of that online. I'm going to go buy that book. The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. They both explain in simple terms how science supports the power or a powerful connection between body, mind, and energy. They may not call energy soul, but they understand that there's something more powerful than they know. They just don't call it soul or God. Okay? So next week, we'll be talking about the future of consciousness, how this new understanding of quantum energy and awareness can help us evolve. I took that pause so that you can listen to it. It can help us. Quantum energy and awareness can help us evolve. Now, listen: body, mind, and soul beings. We're triune. We're not just body, we're not just mind, and we're not just soul. You've awakened to the fact that you have a higher being called your soul or your spirit. But it doesn't mean that you get to spiritually bypass your humanness. You are human with a conscious and now aware mind. And awareness is always aware. You are now an observer. Okay. We'll look at how we can live as awakened humans in a world that's changing faster than ever. And it is. It's preparing for change. Right? It's always in preparation of change. Change is the only constant that the universe promises you. Everything's going to change. How do you see it? How do you feel it? Matter doesn't begin until the particle gets observed. We learned that a couple of weeks back. A particle stays a particle. It stays in wave energy until you observe it. And with whatever you're observing it with, that's where the matter is going to come. The matter is going to be, it's going to turn into an object of disgust. If you're looking at this particle and all of a sudden you feel disgusted, it's going to become whatever will disgust you. Or if you're looking at it and observing it and you're just happy, it's going to turn into a situation or circumstance that's going to make you ecstatic and happy. You're the observer, right? I'm just taking the pause, giving you the pause to take it in. Take it in. Ooh, glorious, glorious. You are the receiver and you're the transmitter. You're the transmitter and the receiver. You're the observer and the healer, right? I'm thanking you for joining me for episode or part, whichever one you call it, 5, Quantum Healing and the Power of Intention. I hope that my intention is that you dive into your intentions and see what you're embodying your intention with. That's why we were given emotions, to see how we feel about certain things that come across our path. Evolve body, mind, and soul. That's what came here to do, to evolve. So thank you for joining me. And hopefully I'll see you next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for what possibly might be my final episode. But the divine is always surprising me. And we'll bring it all together. I think there'll be there'll be episode 6, and I do believe there is going to be episode 7, because the divine is adding quantum age and chakra energy and the outer field. So we've got 2 more episodes to go. I'm so excited, and I'm thanking you for being part of this growth. I could not do it if it was not for you. So thank you for being part of this live and in the replay. It's going to be in replay on my Spotify. And today was one of those days where Spotify was like, it wasn't working with me. But I just had to figure it out. And it'll work, and everything will be loaded up and ready for you to review and listen, maybe on your ride into work, on your ride from work, on your ride from your physical therapy or your workout or your yoga or just grocery shopping. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 5. I'm sorry. I'm going to actually take some water. So thank you for joining me for part 5, Quantum Healing and the Power of Intention. Everyone, be blessed. Enjoy the holidays. That's another thing. Enjoy the holidays. Everybody's not going to celebrate the same way. Some people are going to be very, very frustrated frustrated and flustered because holidays aren't simply their best time. And some of those things, guys, can go back to when you were young, right? So take it with a grain of salt, and allow yourself to be forgiving and understanding. Understand someone else who's not having a great time. Maybe they're not putting on a smile for the holidays. Maybe the holidays don't make them smile, but at the same time, you can surrender a little love. You may not understand everything they've gone through, but give them grace. Allow them to flow in grace. Unconditional love. So balance and unconditional love to you and yours for this holiday. One love. Peace.